Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bree. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, and give this video a big thumbs up. What it do with my people? So y'all, today I am doing B Love's nails. We taking off this Valentine's Day set and we're doing something nice for the springtime. So she's missing like 3 nails and I'm just prepping her nails right now. I'm cutting very carefully with my nail clipper, making sure I don't get her hypernicum in on the back of her nail. That's that skin that lifts up in the back of your nail when your nail grows out. And we're just taking off these stones. Man, this was so hard to take off, y'all. These stones was like glued on with some dang on, not even super glue. So like it was just melted into the nail. I could barely get this stuff off, y'all, and it was hurting for me to take this big stone off. She was like, "Ah, it hurts," so I had to kind of like file around it to get it off, because it was like on there. So I just kind of like start filing off most of these stones because most of them was just on there. I like couldn't get them off for nothing. And if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram at Sharita Tech and on TikTok at Sharita Tech, all platforms. Y'all, I'm on TikTok heavy now, so hopefully they don't ban it, y'all. I know y'all heard about them banning TikTok. Man, if they ban TikTok, oh gosh, a lot of people gonna lose their minds and a lot of creators are going to be without job. That's crazy, but we got our fingers crossed that it don't go nowhere. So guys, I just got it going in fast speed motion because I'm just really like showing y'all how I take the stones off and how I take the gel polish off. I use an extra coarse bit to take all this stuff off, and I recommend using an extra coarse bit when styling off stones. Excuse Black in the background, y'all. He gets to barking and going crazy when people at the door. But I say use an extra coarse bit because it have like those super spaced out grooves in this bit. So it makes it a lot easier to file those stones off instead of like using like a fine bit or like a medium bit. You could do it with those, but I feel like this take it off better. So I just kind of like loosened up that stone and then pulled it off. Now I'm just prepping her cuticle area and her nails, getting rid of all that dead skin on top of the cuticle area and her nail plate. So I use a sander bit for that because it like dehydrates the nail and make it rough and clear all the oils and all that stuff off of the nail plate. This is a very important step because if you don't do this part, you will just have clients coming back left to right because of their nails popping off or just lifting. So you want to make sure you dust all that off because you don't want any dust left on the nail plate that will also cause lifting. And this part is very, very important. I always tell my nail girlies, if you can, get you like a little cuticle ball or cuticle cleaner. Make sure that cuticle is all the way removed and clean because the cuticle area plays a big part in lifting also. So you want to make sure you push that back and get that super, super clean. So I recommend this cuticle ball that I use. I use this in like all my videos, y'all. And they cheap. Like you can get them on Temu, TikTok Shop, Amazon for like, I want to say $3 or less. So after each step, you want to make sure you clean that off with whatever brush you use or makeup brush. And then once all the nails are clean of dust, you want to spray them with alcohol that plays as a dehydrator. Also, I'll just use alcohol instead of spending all that money on the expensive dehydrator. I also have some, but I just feel like alcohol cleans the nail a lot better than the dehydrator. I don't know. Maybe because I haven't tried a lot of different brands, but I feel like alcohol has been my best friend ever since. Dehydrator and the primer is key. That's key. And your foundation, but I feel like that's like the main thing. So now I'm just using my clear tips to replace her nails that were missing. I like to turn their hand around to place the nails on there just to make sure that it's straight. The glues that I suggest that you get is the Kiss Nail Glue. The brush on glue dries so instantly. I love it. And I also get this nail glue called KM Nail Glue from my local nail supply store. That works really good. I don't know if they sell that online. But guys, nail glues matter a lot too. It will cut down time. If you have a slow drying glue, you'll be holding that nail on the nail bed forever. Well, the nail plate. I keep calling it the nail bed. You'll be holding on there forever. So make sure you get some fast drying glue. So now the next step is to make sure that the nails are all the same shape because you don't want to put new fresh nails on with an old set and the fresh nails are longer or shorter than the nails that's already on there. So make sure you line it up from cuticle to cuticle to make sure that all the nails are the same. Then that's when you want to go in with your file and your drills and shape it up to, the same shape that the nails already are to their liking. I like to blend in the nail tip with my sander bit on a low speed because since it was already nails on here, her nails are probably a little bit thin, so you don't want to burn the nail plate, nail bed, and that can cause bleeding, damage in the long run. So I just do that part first, and then I go in with my hand file just to press up the top of the nail to make sure that that is straight. So I won't have a lot of work to do once I put the acrylic on. And I just want to give y'all a big apology because my headphones that I'm using now sounds horrible. I just listened to it, but I already did the audio. So make sure y'all, get this video up there, get the likes going, get the views going, so I can give me some new headphones because the ones that I had that I was using at first broke. The best primer that I've run into that I've been using so far is this Young Nails Protein Bond. This is the best primer by far. So you just want to put it on the nail where you see the nail area at. That's it. Don't put it on the skin, nowhere else. But y'all, this stuff works magic. Like my client could be gone for about 2 months and they be good. But even though I try to be like, no, you don't do that. Don't do that. Nobody should be gone longer than a month. So I'm using this clear crystal acrylic because that's what I originally did her nails with. So I'm just going to use that to fill in her nails. I'm using a size 18 brush. And I love this brush because it picks up a lot of acrylic. Y'all, I messed up right here, so I have to kind of wipe that off a little bit and start over. Sometimes certain acrylics with certain liquids will be like a little dry, and that bead was dry, so I had to pick up a little bit more liquid than I normally would. I don't know if you all run into things like that. Some acrylic powders, I have to use my slow drying liquid and some use my fast drying and it just give me like a better consistency. I don't know. So I'm just filling in the areas where I see chipping and things like that. You want to make sure you get all those areas because at the end when you're filing, you don't want to have to go over nothing again with any acrylic. And with this size 18 brush, I could pick up a nice size bead and kind of just fill that area. So that's why I love bigger brushes. But if you're a beginner, I suggest that you start off with at least a 10 because the 8 was too small for me. I really didn't like the 8. I always like big brushes and I like for them to be flattened out. Some people like it with the point, but I don't work too good with brushes that have the point, so I like to have mine flattened out. You can do that with a plier, or you can use some scissors. If you have like some real thick, nice scissors, you can do it with that. But I like for my brush to be flattened out. So I'm just like, I like to also, if y'all seeing where I'm wetting the nail, is because I like to get a little liquid on the brush and wet the cuticle area just in case it might be like a little lifting or anything that I missed. And also that covers up your fill-in lines. I hate seeing nails with a passion that it has fill-ins and you can see every single fill-in line. So just putting a little bit of liquid there will cover that up and then you just fill it in and that'll get rid of all the fill-in lines. It looks so neat like that. So that's a hack, a little trick for y'all if y'all didn't know that. When I'm doing fresh nails, I like to start with an apex event. Some people like to start at the free edge. I like to start there just so I can have that strong structure right there because that's where most of the weakness will be at. Most of the stress is. So you want to make sure that area is kind of thick and have like a little structure to it. And then as I go towards the free edge, I thin it out a little bit because you don't want it super thick at the end because some people might like to scratch their back or, pick stuff up. And they're not going to be able to do any of that as the free edge is thick. So I'm just making sure there's no lumps, bumps, or anything like that. I'm just patting. I'm not doing too much wiping because if you swipe or wipe, it won't allow you to work with the acrylic too good. It'll kind of make it like flat. So you kind of want to let it work itself. You want to just pat and let it just flow on the nail. So now I'm working my way down towards the cuticle, and I like to make sure I grab a nice size for the cuticle area. That's where you'll create most of your structure. Like you can also pick up a wet bead if you see certain areas that's indented and things like that, because you want to make sure you have a smooth surface before you file. Because a lot of times when it's neater before you file, you'll have less time on the drill. And make sure beginners always make sure when you're doing this acrylic application, if you see any gunky stuff or anything stuck in your brush, clean it off before you keep going because it will dry up, get stuck in your brush, and it will also mess up your application. Your acrylic will not lay as good or nothing. So make sure you clean it off in between nails if you have to. Okay, now the nails are dry. It's filing time. I like to use a fine bit when I am filing the nails. Extra fine bit is really good too, or a medium grit bit. Those all work really good when you're doing your finishing touches. So I like to go around the cuticle area first and then like work my way up towards the free edge and look on each end of the nail to make sure that it's nice and smooth. And y'all, I don't know if y'all hit or not. I'm gonna have to get some and do a video with it. But they got these new grit bits. I don't know if I said that right. These new bits, like they like extra long. Y'all see how I kind of got my bit sticking out a little bit, but they got these extra long ones to where it cut down a lot of filing time, y'all. And they like made for long nails. So if y'all already seen those, comment below and let me know. So now we get into the artwork. As you all see, I had just put a clear coat on these nails. I used a base coat because the base coat leaves a sticky layer because I kind of want to use pigment for my nail design. So I use a base coat, what was it, D&D base coat for these nails. I didn't show it in the camera. I don't know why. And I have my brush. This I like to call this a pigment brush. Some people use other things, but I like this brush when I'm doing my pigment. That's my first layer. I'm only doing one nail right now because I wanted to see how it would look. So I just did the first layer. You want to make sure before you put your second coat of base coat on, you wipe the nail off to get rid of all the dust because you don't want that stuff in your gel polish. So you cure through each layer. So I'm going to put her hand in and let it cure for about 30 seconds is all you need for right now. And then I'm going to put another coat of blue on there. And that coat was just too light, so I went in because the first one I used was mixed with acrylic. So I just went in and I got my pigments that wasn't mixed with anything, and I just used that to go over it just so it could give it a darker look, so I wouldn't have to keep going over it over and over and over again. So we decided that we are going to go with a lot of different neon colors. We are using blue, pink, yellow, and purple. So yeah, I just came up off the top of the head with this design. I decided that we're gonna do the pigment colors with the same color flowers. So I am using this blue that I have right here mixed with my pigment color. It's acrylic and pigment. I like to make colors sometimes, y'all. And I'm just gonna do these 3D flowers, y'all. Y'all got to see this, but I struggled so bad doing it the first time. Like, well, matter of fact, it was with the second flower. This flower, it was like slow motion. I was kind of trying to figure out how I wanted to do the flowers, but the second one, it was like, okay, start over, do it again. So this nail took a long time because I was still trying to figure out what kind of flowers, what kind of design. So yeah, y'all could go ahead and watch this. And I also wanted to say flowers can be really, really, really hard, especially if you have the wrong type of acrylic, wrong type of liquid, don't know the consistency, don't know how to pick up a certain bead, don't have the right brush. Like it could be a lot of things. So I want to say, like, I'm still kind of like learning to do flowers. Like, I feel like I don't have it all the way. Like, I've been seeing some flowers with all the like indentations and details, and it just be so live. Like, I still don't know how to do roses, like with the 3D. So I'm like, yeah, I got to step my game up. These flowers, they take a lot of practice. So make sure you practice, practice, practice before you do any flowers on your clients or any type of 3D art. just to give it like, ooh, these super cute. I put like some fallen petals on the nails too. I thought that'd be cool. Instead of putting a whole bunch of flowers that would have took like so long, these fallen petals definitely came in clutch, and they were so cute. Okay, we back. Yes, I did the other pygmy nails. Now I'm showing y'all the purple one. This purple is so pretty. Yeah, I end up just using the pigment purple with the acrylic mix because the purple by itself was a little bit too dark, and I didn't want it that dark, so I just used that. I mixed it with some clear acrylic, and I'm just gonna put about like two layers on here just to, make it a little bit darker. So, how y'all think my flower nail came out? Is it cute? Because I thought it was cute. I did a lot of my flower nails off of camera because it took so long. Now I'm just going in on the other hand with some pigment. I'm just going to mix all these colors together and just have like I don't even know, like a cute little abstract nail. I'm doing two of them, or what did I do? Three. I did two of them on this hand, and then the other hand is going to be flowers, and then this hand is just going to be the pigment colors. Okay, so same thing with the pigment nails. You go over the colors like two or three times, depending on how dark you want the colors to look. Clean it off with your brush, your makeup brush, not no bristle brush, because that'll just scrape it off. And then go over it with your clear top coat. I like to use a no white top coat. I use Beetles. I also use D&D. Those are two good brands that I like to use. And you cure that. Make sure you don't get any top coat over the cuticle area because there is pigment on the cuticle area. You want to be able to wipe that off. Now I'm just going in with some more flowers on the pinky nail and my art design that I'm going to be putting on these other nails. It's just like another abstract look. I kind of thought like of throwing paint on the canvas look, like, and then striping it down with a brush. It was so cute. Like, I seen this design a long time ago before, and lately I just been doing it a lot. Like, I had did it with my somebody had got some Valentine's Day hearts on their nails, and then this was like the background of it, and I thought it was so cute. So I was like, ooh, let me do some more. So with this technique, you kind of like want to lightly push down on the nail, well, on the brush. I'm using an ombre brush, and it has like stripes of bristles on it. I don't even know how to say that. I don't even know. But y'all know what an ombre brush is. Y'all can see. So you kind of want to just grab your colors and just throw it on the nail and slightly ombre it all together and swipe down with the brush. Y'all, I said cover. This color combination is bomb. I love it. It's giving spring Easter look. So I'm using my Beatlesville gel glue to put these stones on and these pixies that I'm going to be using. When you're doing a full nail of stones or even pixies, you want to make sure you cover the whole nail with this nail gel glue because you don't want to miss any spot, especially with pixies, because you'll have certain areas with no pixies. Then you gotta try to put gel right there while the pixies on there, and the pixies start falling off and gel getting everywhere. So you just want to make sure you get every area. I should have left one of these nails plain because this nail just so cute. Like, I kind of didn't want to cover it up, but I'm like, we gotta put some bling on your girl, be lovely. So I'm like, okay, just do two of them. So we're using those. First, I'm gonna go in with my AB rhinestones because I kind of want to spread those out a little bit, just to pop that nail out a little bit more, and then we're gonna sprinkle it with some of these pixies. I like to use this little pixie grabber thing when I'm using pixies because it has like two drawers in it and it catches all the pixie stones that you might not be able to catch when you're using like a little cup or like a paper towel. So this, and plus they have like a little rest area where the nail can sit in it and then you can just pour the pixies on top of it. So I suggest y'all go invest in one of those. I'll put the link in the description. So go get y'all one of them. When I'm done putting the pixies on, I like to pat them in place just so they can stay on there and adhere inside the gel, because pixies tend to fall off a lot quicker than rhinestones. So you want to make sure you push them into place and get all the areas where it's empty at. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I like to use my tool to go around the cuticle area to push all the pixies into place. So make sure you do that. And by the way, when I'm done curing this for 60 seconds, I like to go over it with like a liner brush or something and kind of like put a little bit of gel in between the pixies just so that it can last longer. So I'm just about to repeat the same thing on these nails. The striped nails, well, whatever you want to call these nails right here. I'm not putting it on the other nails. And yeah, y'all could just watch me do that. Oh yeah, and y'all, Cal was like, "Oh, these look like them airhead candy strips." I was like, "Oh, they do." You know what? I thought about doing some candy nails like that. Then when he said that, I'm like, "Oh, I should probably do some nails like that using the airhead logo." So that might be another video for y'all. And now I am going in with the gel again. And I'm putting these little bitty rhinestones in between the flowers because I was like, "Oh, we just need something else going on." So we just went on and put a little bit of rhinestones on the other nails. And you don't want to put any gel on top of that. Just put enough gel inside the middle of the flower to hold that rhinestone, and that's all you need, nothing else, because you want to make sure that your flowers stand out. So don't put no gel on top of that nail to cover up. So that's why I gelled the nails after I put the pigment on there, put the flowers on there, and that's it. And gel in between the flowers. Make sure you don't get it nowhere else because you want to make sure it stays matted. You want the acrylic to be matte. You don't want to shiny it down. So you put gel on top of it, it kind of like take away the structure of the flower. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please comment below what you want to see next and comment below which nail was your favorite nail. I'll see you all in the next video. Love you. Peace. Mwah.